How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Emnix Plays Path of Exile Ancestor League. Last episode we played around with trying to up our defenses by adding the combo of Blood Notch as well as Immutable Force to our build. Essentially what it does is every time we get stunned, we take 44% of damage taken from those stunning hits and we recover that as life. And then we get an incredible amount of stun and block recovery. You can actually get up to 1000%. And the idea is that even if you do get stunned, you don't get stunned for a very long time, so you can still play as normal. And then I picked up Eldritch Battery, which in theory is supposed to make this part of my energy shield go to 0. And then stun threshold is based on 60% of your energy shield instead of life. I think this should work. But even so, like, stun threshold of 60% of 1000 is still very low, like 400. We should be getting stunned a lot as a result. And typically that means that we should be taking 40% less damage, right? From just stunning hits. We should be taking 40%. We recover 44% of that where we recoup it. So that also translates to taking 44% less damage, assuming you don't get one-shotted. Now, that's a pretty big caveat, you know, assuming you don't get one-shotted. We do get one-shotted, but most of the time I'm getting killed by a bunch of small hits. So that's what I'm trying to prevent, because those are the most annoying. It's like things I should be able to kill easily, and yet I just can't because I got surrounded and I don't know, I got stuck. And I kind of went a little bit deeper into the stunning hits. I got Trial of the Faith, which lets me recover 5% of my life over 1 second when I'm stunned, which means whenever I get stunned, I recover 5% of life too. It doesn't look like much. My life, it looks like 1919, but actually my life is double that. I actually have... Wait, what?
When I'm ready and not before.
Oh, I actually have I'm reserving life somewhere. I actually have 3,400. So I have 3,400 life, and I'm actually reserving some of my life to run Arctic Armor. I got Herald of Ice, Tempest Shield, Petrified Blood, and Frostbite. Now what Petrified Blood does is when you take damage, you prevent 40% of life lost, and then 96% of that life lost is taking less damage over time instead. So not only are we preventing what, like 60%, no, 40% from our Blood Notch, we're also preventing another 40% using Petrified Blood, which means we're only taking around 20% damage. And now obviously the rest of this life is lost as damage over time, which I need to mitigate somehow, but I guess I could do that with flasks or with like leech or something, right? So there's a way to deal with that. And we have recoup as well, we have regen, so I'm hoping this like ups our defenses a little, and now we can probably look into damage a little bit more. So now that I'm reserving half of my life, basically I can pick up Pain Attunement, which is 30% more spell damage when on low life. Low life represents 50% life or below. So I'm hoping that, you know, this is enough to get us into red maps at the very least. So that's my current priority. I picked up the nodes over here on the Atlas skill tree that packed with energy, which gives us 1 to all max resistances for each sulfide vein or chest found on your map, and then you get more damage for each vein and 15% more movement speed for each vein. So I'm just picking up nodes that basically make our character stronger, because frankly I need all the help I can get right now. So our gear is still kind of wonky. I would love to get my bismuth flask at a point where it just gets reused whenever the charges are, you know, whenever it's depleted. And that way you get somewhere close to 4 uses, so 40 seconds of the bismuth flask, which is a pretty long time. Gear wise, I've been trying to just throw like Eldritch and Exarch currency onto my gloves and my helmet. Or sorry, my gloves and my chest. Sorry, boots on my chest. I'm just getting confused now. Gloves, I switched it up. I picked up these so I can get a little bit more dexterity. I found these actually. It gives me a whole bunch of life, T1 life, T4 dexterity, 42 dexterity, a whole bunch of lightning or cold res and lightning res. And our resistances are looking, well, it's not great, 72, 75, 64, but it's enough where now I can just run bismuth flask, and in theory that should be enough. So yeah, that's what we have going right now. I also picked up my Vol Ice Nova, which is actually really good. The whole reason I wanted to play this build was a combination of reasons. One being that return projectiles looked really cool with Frostbolt, and I changed my mind. I still think it's very cool. It doesn't work 100% of the time, but I think it's a cool interaction. I'm just gonna stick with it. At the end of the day, just play what's fun, right? There's still a lot of things I could do to make this character better, and it just comes down to currency. We gotta farm a little bit more, and I just wanted to make sure that I was at a point with my character where I could farm, because for a little bit it was almost like I would love to farm. There was a Vault of Ice Nova, by the way, which is just great clear. I would love to farm, but I just didn't have the gear for it. It's like I couldn't even get to the starting line in order to like get my character progressed, right? But now that we put a little bit of money, like I wouldn't say a lot, maybe one div. I don't even think we have one div. We have somewhere close to 100 chaos invested in this character. Maybe yeah, I don't think I've ever made more than that so far with this character. I basically put all my money into it, and it's somewhere close to 100 chaos, which says something about where our character is at. It's not making much currency. Admittedly, part of that reason is just because I haven't been playing too much, and I haven't been playing with a focus of trying to make currency in the first place. Really, I feel like I've been just playing whatever I think is fun. And that's like how I approach PoE these days. I know that really this game is about getting to a point where you can min-max your character, and then really use your character to do what it's good at. If your character is good at Legion, then you just start running Legions non-stop, nothing but Legions, and the goal is to maximize your divs per hour, your chaos per hour. I totally understand that. It's not my style. It really isn't, and it's been like that for many leagues. That it is what it is, and the reality is I've come to accept the fact that I'm just never gonna be able to farm up some of these things that require a lot more currency. The gear that some people have on day one, I probably won't even have in month one, right? And it is something that I've accepted. Not to say that like this is end all be all, this is the most I can do. I just think like that kind of playstyle is not for me. What kind of playstyle exactly? The playstyle where you just like hyper focus on one thing, I think. I definitely have. Is it the limited attention span? I don't know what it is, but definitely there's a part of me that's like I don't want to feel like I'm grinding. Even though we're playing a game by GGG, Grinding Gear Games, I don't want to feel like I'm grinding. So therefore I'm always just playing whatever I think is fun. Same thing with builds, right? Like I could play meta builds, and sometimes I do. I'll follow a guide, and in the next league I'm like, you know what, this thing looks cool. Is there a guide or not? Frostbolt Ice Nova looked fun. There was no guide. I'm like, well, I don't care, I want to play it anyways. So unfortunately this time I think we is it the luck of the draw? I think it's more that like maybe I'm just not building this character properly. There is no guide, or at least I couldn't find one. So I really had to sort of look at what other people were doing on PoE Ninja, and sort of wing it as well. So a lot of what I'm doing is like guesswork almost, because I'm not doing enough research. I'm just going into it. I'm like, I just want to play this game. I'll just do whatever I think looks good, and I'll do whatever I think or whatever other people are doing that seems interesting. So a lot of people are going power charge stacking for Frostbolt Ice Nova. A lot of people We're going Inquisitor or Hierophant and doing two-handed staffs. And I'm like, I think I like this power charge stacking thing a little bit more. It looks more fun. And really, that's how I came about this build. I'm like, I think, you know, for everybody who is playing Frostbolt Ice Nova, they're going like, and Occultist, they're going power charges. So let's just give that a try. And then I noticed, you know, hey, people are running Blood Notch. I think that's like the new thing for defenses. Let's give that a try as well. So far, I've been pretty happy with how it's been looking. You know, certain things are still very rippy. Damage over time is a problem for me, obviously. Well, I'm pretty sure I got killed by damage over time there, but it's also possible that I actually got killed by a Frostbolt that looks exactly like my Frostbolt. That's possible as well. I'm actually not sure. I was ticking down. I was trying to heal through it, but definitely I was ticking down there, and I didn't really have a good way of staying alive. But yeah, so that's where our character is at. I could go for more life at this point. I feel like with Petrified Blood, you could probably get to somewhere like 2,000. Actually, yeah, something like that. You know, you could reserve a little bit more. But I don't think you can get much further than that. Like our belt currently, actually Immortal Flesh is giving quite a bit of life. Immortal Flesh actually makes a lot of sense now that I think about it with Petrified Blood. You already have such a slow life pool. You know, you have 1900 HP, and Immortal Flesh gives you potentially 350 life per second. Ours actually gives a lot, 334 life per second. And armor and minus physical damage. It's actually pretty good defensively. I don't think I'm gonna switch out of it anytime soon. Just the, you know, life regen really helps in regards to countering some of the degen from Petrified Blood, from any other degens. Like I find Ignite to really screw me. If I get ignited, I don't have like a good way of countering it. I actually had to roll Remove Burning on my life flask, just so I can have a way of not getting destroyed by ignites. Oh yeah, the boss is dead.
Too much clutter.
But now I'm like, well, what happens when I get poisoned? What happens if I'm bleeding? Luckily, I have some passives on my tree where, you know, I think I have 60% chance to avoid bleeding and like 40% chance to avoid poison. So I have a little bit of avoidance there, but nothing for ignite. So I'm like, I'll put ignite immunity on my life flask, and then for bleed and for poison, I guess I'm just gonna roll the dice and hope for the best. So that's the plan right now. And otherwise the character is, you know, it's going fine. We are currently level 85. I have yet to do my Uber lab, actually. I think this episode might be a good time to get that completed. I don't know. I'm kind of worried about Uber lab. Mostly because I actually don't know if I can do it. I don't have a lot of armor. And fighting Izaro just doesn't seem like a great... It just doesn't seem great. I feel like I'm gonna die to him, but you know what? I should probably do it. I have one lab piece that I've been just saving this entire time. Maybe it's time. So let's do this Maven fight. And then we can, we can go do the fight, I guess. Okay, well, we definitely have enough damage for stuff like this. Again, I've been mentioning, as long as they sit still, we can dish out quite a bit of damage. I'm still going for Legion. I feel like Legion is pretty good for my build because I can just run Vol Ice Nova against it. Definitely will need to look into doing more damage in order to actually have Legion legions actually die in higher levels, but right now it shouldn't be a problem with the tier maps that I'm currently running. Oops. So yeah, I think getting getting my Uber lab is actually really important. It's just I'm not entirely confident that I can. I don't know. Let's try it. Let's try it. Let's just try it. He might one-shot me. I have so little HP. Like, what stops him from just one-shotting me? I don't know. I just need to make sure my granite flask is like always up, right? I guess that's the plan. Oh man, traps are gonna be a pain too. All that damage over time. Okay, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all. You're worried. You're the one that's worried. I don't know why you're worried. You shouldn't be worried. I'm not worried. I'm scared. I'm not scared. I think when I fight Azaro, I drop my onslaught flask, my silver flask, and I run like double defensive flasks. Granite Jade, something like that. Something to just survive his hits. Yo? What is this? I don't like that. Hidden coffer? Oh, get me out. Just get me out. I don't want to be here. Definitely do not want to be here. That's the wrong direction. Shoot. This top right strategy is starting to fail me. I don't understand. It's always go top right. Oh, now this is the switch stuff. I don't want to do this. Actually, maybe it's worth. Let's see. This. No, that's not it. See, this would be a lot better if I actually follow the guide. I just need to switch this around. Like this. And then like this. Then like this. This. Okay, give up. I don't know. Streamers, when they die, and they respawn. What is he saying? All their auras are turned on? This is a thing?
Oh, the weary traveler draws close to the end of the path.
I had to walk away. It might not. I don't know. Was there a big pause? I paused the video. Hopefully it wasn't too big of a delay, but this is what happens, man, when you have kids.
An emperor
Play for 20 minutes, and then I was like, oh shoot, I gotta make my daughter's meal for tomorrow. She doesn't have any food ready. So then that took like a good 30 minutes. This is my life now, man. This is my life now. I'm not complaining too hard, but the reality is I haven't been able to play as much PoE as I would like. I think that's the actual reality. But what that does mean though is when I do play, I'm having a load of fun. I feel like I have some friends who rush right to the end. And I think a lot of people in PoE do this, right? You skip most of the campaign. If you could, you skip the whole campaign altogether. And then it's only once you get to maps, get to the late game that it's truly fun. Because you've already gone through the campaign. I totally relate. You've gone through a campaign 100,000 times. And what's more interesting is getting your character to a point where you can farm these late game maps, start building out currency, and really start, just getting juiced and blasting maps and so on and so forth. But I feel part of the fun is the journey itself, not the destination. Is that not? And in Path of Exile's case, it's a long journey. Okay, let's be real. The late game journey is much longer than the campaign journey. But I feel in order for a game to be enjoyable, the whole game should be enjoyable. And in my case, I do think I enjoy the whole game from start to end. I do. Actually, I might be the reverse. I enjoy it more at the beginning than I do towards the end. Mostly because I get to a point where my character stops progressing. Because obviously, the more time you put in, the more it'll progress. But as you get later into the game, you got to put in more and more time. And in my case, I never get to the point where I just put all that time. Is this the right way? Because this doesn't look right. Okay, whatever. I trust that this is the correct direction. This doesn't seem right at all, man. Yeah, I got a silver key. I can't believe I actually have to go this way. Okay. Maybe I can just skip this, because I don't want to do this gauntlet. Maybe I go this way. But yeah, so this past couple weeks, and what I'm trying to get at is, even though I don't have as much time to be playing, I feel like a lot of people be like, man, after 2 weeks, is it 2 weeks already? 2 weeks, I'm still at yellow maps, this game it's not as fun anymore. I want to be in red maps. I want to be much further than a lot further, because I'm used to that. And in my case, I'm still having a lot of fun. Just slowly getting through maps. Yes, progression is slower, but I'm still progressing. My character's getting better. And that in itself is fun to me. And typically in my case, I actually think that when I get far enough into the late game, my motivation kind of oh no, please no. My motivation dwindles a little bit, just because it's I have not seen an upgrade in 2 weeks. There's a complete drought of upgrades, because I just I'm putting in 2-3 hours at a time, definitely not efficiently, and the expectation is I won't see an upgrade until I don't know, 6 div later. And to me, 6 div is 4 days of farming or something, right? And part of it is well, you could just play more efficiently, and to that I will say touche. You're probably right. But often I find myself not doing that, and like as a result, towards the end, I actually slow down significantly, where I'm just like, you know, I could farm a little bit more, but to me, like the character's mostly done. So typically, I find myself,
to entertain doubt is to dance with
I don't think I get all four void stones these days.
slowness.
And like by the third void stone, I'm like, I think I'm done. Which is a little sad now that I think about it. That should might be my goal at the very least, just to beat the pinnacle bosses and get 4 void stones. But right now, it's like, I would love to get to red maps. Just red map sounds pretty good right now. Like let's not get ahead of ourselves. So far, so good, by the way. This Uber Lab hasn't been a major challenge. The traps, I suppose, have been the major challenge. But otherwise, it's been pretty good. I think this blood notch is helping. I would like to, you know, like I'm not dying as much, so maybe there's a little bit of confirmation bias. But I think it's helping. What I will say though is I have played a little bit on the Steam Deck. And this build is not very good for the controller. It's not it's not controller friendly. And usually, you know, that would potentially be a deal breaker for me just because I play on the Steam Deck so much. So you know, I'm on the controller a lot, but I don't know. This build is still fun. It's just it's a little gimmicky when you have to press so many buttons, and my cast speed isn't the highest, so you know, you have to really watch out. You have to dodge the monsters because my defenses aren't amazing either, right? So it feels, it doesn't feel entirely right. But here's what I will say. Typically when I am playing on the Steam Deck, it's like I'm basically unwinding before bed. I'm in bed, I'm like slowly falling asleep, and PoE is my way of unwinding. Which might be counterintuitive to some people. I bet some people play PoE and they're like, dude, it gets me going. Like, I play PoE and I can't sleep because all I think about is PoE. It used to be like that for me. And then at some point I just got so tired. Not of the game, but just tired, period. And no matter, okay, that woke me up. Okay, gotta be careful here. Jeez. I totally lost my chain of thought. Anyways, the point I was trying to make is I fall asleep more easily in bed. Like when I'm in bed, all I want to do is sleep. And sometimes, you know, it's like, well, let's play some PoE before bed. And like, and when I fall asleep, it's like, well, that's because I'm just really tired. Is that hypocritical for me to say? Because I was ragging on D4, where it's like I would play D4 and I'd fall asleep all the time. I couldn't make it past level 18. And then when I talk about PoE, I'm like, well, it's because I'm tired.
A throne is the most devious trap of them all.
But it's true though. Like in D3, I would play in the middle, or D4, I would play in the middle of the day and I'd fall asleep. At PoE, I'd play at 12 a.m. in bed and fall asleep. There's a difference, okay? Don't get it twisted. Oh. I do still need to be careful with these slams. I don't know if it's one shot. And I'm out of potion charges. I'm low on HP. Okay. Let's be very careful. Okay. Okay, we got our Uber Lab. That's really good. Like, that's really good. Oh my god. Okay, quickly. Let's grab the altar, just in case we disconnect or something. I got 1 treasure key and I got nothing for it. Thanks a lot, game. I got chain hook. Vortex damage. I guess we're taking vortex damage. That's not bad, by the way. I'm sure there are a lot of people who play vortex. Vortex on Heat Shiver doesn't exactly make a lot of sense, unfortunately. Whatever. It is what it is. And then... Right, so our Uber Lab points. So I have two choices. This isn't a choice anymore because we need to get stunned, and our energy shield is for mana. Like, this isn't defensive anymore. So our choices are Unholy Authority, where you can apply an additional curse and your hexes can affect hexproof enemies. It makes a lot of sense if I have curse on hit rings. That would make sense, but I don't. Right now I just have it as an aura, which I would like to switch over to a ring once I can afford it, or if I can find one. The other choice is Frigid Wake. I think Frigid Wake is the obvious choice. It's the choice here. Cannot be chilled, cannot be frozen, which is pretty key because I don't actually have anti-freeze flask. And then 15% more cold damage is obviously good. Every 4 seconds, 50% chance to freeze. Nearby chilled enemies deal 10% reduced damage with hits, even more reduced damage. And I feel like that synergizes a little bit with Heat Shiver, where we do more damage against enemies that are frozen. So let's go with that. And actually what that lets me do then is it lets me drop Arctic Armor, because I was really just getting Arctic Armor for cannot be frozen. Obviously there are some defensive benefits to it as well, but I mean, I was reserving life with it? Is that what I was doing? Okay, well now I can reserve life with Herald of Ice. And now I can reserve a lot more mana. Something like 25% aura, maybe? Now what would that be? It could be another Herald for more damage. It could be something defensive, and I drop... Well... What is reservation? Petrified Blood, obviously. A banner? I mean, determination, obviously. Hatred? Hatred would be interesting. How much is Zealotry? 50%, I bet. Yeah, Zealotry is 50% mana. What would it be? I mean, a Herald is the obvious choice. Hatred is another choice, but I can't actually support a 50% aura, right? Yeah, it costs 30% of my mana. I would need to drop something like... No, this is already taking life. I would need to drop Tempest Shield. Or I would need to drop my curse. Well, I can't drop Tempest Shield because I need to be immune to shock. And Spell Block is pretty nice. Hatred would be good too. 14% more cold damage. It's not that much. What other auras are there? Wrath, Purity, Malevolence. I could... I mean, Determination is the way. I just can't support it. I guess I take another Herald then, if I'm gonna get another 25% aura. It's either a Herald or a banner. So I guess it's a Herald. Okay. So we're gonna do this. So I need blue, blue, red. This is blue, blue, green, green, blue, blue, red, eh? Can I do like Frostblink, Second Wind? Petrified Blood. Herald of Thunder. Over there would be... I actually don't need Lightning Golem anymore. Okay, well, let's do this first. Herald of Thunder. Oh no, I can't second wind this. Second wind. Frostblink. Petrified Blood. Like this. And then I drop Lightning Golem. Lightning Golem wasn't doing anything anyway, so it was 9% attack and cast speed, but like, it hardly ever worked. I still have 90 mana left. Maybe I can do another banner. Banner. So War Banner is not worth doing. Defiance Banner is pretty good. Dread Banner. Okay, so it's Defiance Banner that we would go for. Okay, so I need to roll blue, red, red then. Yeah. So let's just bring it down to 2 sockets. At least. Can I do 1 blue, 1 red? How much does that cost? 15 chrome. 3, 2. I need blue, red, red. 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2. I need a red. Give me a red. But let me drop these down. Give me a red. Give me a red. Let's do 4 sockets. That didn't do much. Give me a red. Okay, so it's like 4 jewelers a try. Okay, that worked. Blue, red, red. And I even have... Well, no, I was gonna say I even have a slot for Enlighten, but Enlighten's a blue gem, so I actually don't. Ooh, we actually got a sale. That's... We got this from the Atziri temple, the Incursion temple. Got a very lucky boot. Sweet. Okay, we got some currency to play with. It's like double my net worth. Like more than double. It's crazy. That's so little currency, man. Okay, this thing, is it worth anything? Attack speed? Crit chance? No. Well, we'll just see if it sells. Okay, let's run some maps. Let's give this a try. Let's put a... I guess the banner will go here. Yeah, I can run another banner. And that would basically be all my mana. So now I'm running basically 5 auras, a banner. Now down the line, if I could drop an aura, the curse one specifically, and I get curse on hit, I would be able to run something like determination, or if I want to damage hatred, that would be like really good. Or if I could even get like curse on hit gloves, but that's just so hard to do. I don't know, man. So like I could actually do a few delves right now, just to maybe find a cold node in the delves, and I can find some like curse on hit rings or the frostbite on hit rings. That would be good. That would be pretty good, right?
When I'm ready and not before.
So overall, I feel like our damage should go up because now they're like basically always chilled and sometimes frozen. So Heat Shiver should give us a lot of damage. Our damage definitely has gone up because we dropped a defensive aura or a defensive buff in Arctic Armor and picked up an offensive buff instead in Herald of Thunder. So in that sense, like definitely damage should be going up. I also picked up Defiance Banner, which technically is like a defensive bonus. Actually, it looks pretty good. Well, actually it's hard to tell because I have flasks up. 2000 armor, 2400 evasion. Like that does look pretty good, right? So right now, I think what I need to do is I need to save up some money for Relicatious and Patience. Those are the boots I'm gonna need, which is more unique boots. And I'm starting to think like, how am I gonna ever have enough resistances on this character? Because I have so many unique items just stacked together. Maybe that's what tattoos will be for, actually. One thing I need to do a little bit more of actually is farming the ancestral tournaments. Oh, I'm just making sales left and right today. What's going on? Okay, what's this? Oh, that's one of my old wands. Sweet. That wand is a little nostalgic because it took me forever to find an upgrade for it. And the upgrade was Void Battery of all things. So, yeah man, whoever took that, I hope you enjoy it. This thing's pretty good too. Physical spell gems, damage to cold spells. Maybe that'll sell? These things will not. Okay, so let's keep going through delves actually. I think that's gonna be the play. And the goal is just to try and find a cold node. I think you do have to go a little deep in order to find it, but I feel like this build should be good for delves because it's so good at clearing. I don't know, the defenses are a little off though, so if you take too many hits, you're still gonna die. So it's kind of hard to say. Like, Occultist is weird. Is it defensive or is it offensive? It feels very much like an offensive kind of ascendancy. I could be wrong. And like the defenses is just freezing the enemy. So doing, you know, your best defense is offense in this case, where you do so much damage that you can keep them permanently frozen. That seems like sort of how we're playing, what we're playing towards. You know, we're going low life, we're taking Petrified Blood, and we're just going, you know, deep into Pain Attunement, like just lots and lots of damage. Ow, that was some damage over time. There's Burning Ground, need to watch out for that. Again, no, things that could like kill me instantly really is dots and one-shots. So I need to be very cognizant of that fact. Okay, I don't have enough strength. That should be another thing I should look for. Some gear with like some strength on it. Just a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean quite a lot. If I could get like a tier 1 strength roll on a ring or something, that would be pretty good too, because I don't know, like a tier 1 strength roll would be like 50 strength or something, right? That would be pretty good. Because my character is just strength 4, man. Like, this is a weak witch. Okay? You ask this witch to change a tire. She's not gonna be able to lift that tire. No strength whatsoever. She's gonna use her intelligence, which is actually isn't that high either. 273. Okay. Like you're not gonna be able to ask her to like invent I don't know, like a robot with AI capabilities that changes your tire for you. You know, this switch is only smart enough to like build a ramp. We don't have that much intelligence either. We're definitely like kind of starved on stats on this character. It's all being spent on resistances. This character has no problem surviving through a couple winters. Is what I'm trying to say. By the way, I'm tired of friggin' flash smashing because that's what I'm doing right now. 2, 3, 4, 5 every few seconds. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4. So that's the whole point of friggin' what are they called? Not instilling flasks. What are these things? Instilling orbs. That's the whole point of them. But I don't have enough to bench craft it and actually put anything on my flasks, and I'm sick and tired of, man. I'm sick and tired of having to press my own flasks. Just let me chill. Let me sit here, be a vegetable, not have to press flasks, and just press the damage button, okay? Life, flask effect duration, and damage? Is this actually, like, kind of good? Flask effect duration with life and damage roll. I mean, that seems good, doesn't it? Seems kind of good. Let's try for like... How much is a div? I actually don't know the prices. PoE Ninja. A divine orb is... Wow. 220? Well, I don't think this is a divine. Let's call it 150 chaos. I don't know. Maybe? Maybe it'll sell? Kind of a hard sell. Because only 2 stats are truly worthwhile. Even the flash effect duration one is kind of iffy. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe 100. I don't know if that thing's gonna sell at all. I actually can't tell if it's good, but I feel like if you stack enough of that, it could be good. Okay, anyways, if it sells, it sells. If it doesn't, it's fine.
When I'm ready, I'm not.
I just wanna keep playing. I don't wanna get stuck in like in this mode where I keep trying to like get the best possible price and try to sell all my stuff and spend like, I don't know, 5 minutes per item just to properly price everything. I just want to play the game, man. Because that is like a nasty loop to get into, where you're just like, you become a hideout warrior essentially, just pricing stuff all day, making sure that you're not losing out on like, oh, it could be getting 2 or 3 chaos more. I feel like I used to be like that. I like doing that, like games where you can just play the economy. I really enjoyed it, actually. But now it's just like, nah, man. I just wanna bonk people on the head, or like, you know, cast my Blizzard spell against monsters, or in this case, my Ice Nova, and watch them explode. I hear the sound effects, dude. I've become a casual gamer. I've gone away from the spreadsheets. Not that I've ever gone very deep into it, anyways, but I definitely had a lot of spreadsheets for Path of Exile, even. And now I'm just like, no, let me click buttons and turn off my brain. Like, What's the biggest empty head strategy there is? Let me go play that. But at the same time, it's like, oh, but I have to follow a guide? No, because you have to think about a guide. You actually have to tab out a game and read and actually understand, hopefully, what the build does. And no, thank you. Let's just play and wing it, and you know, gratification now and then lots of pain later because our character can't actually get into red maps. Yep, that's my life now. Oh, what the heck is... Dude, Innocence touched. Damage over time is a problem for my character. I think I've said it at the beginning of this episode, and that now was an example of what would happen if I don't have a good way to get out of damage over time. It's okay, it is what it is. Let's just keep upgrading. Get more Azurite, go deeper. Okay, I still cannot find a cold node, but I do remember I played 2 leagues ago, I think, and there were a lot of cold nodes. You found them pretty often. I don't exactly remember how deep I got into delves, but I do remember at some point you started to see them like all the time. So I'm hoping I don't need to go too far before seeing it. And like frostbite on hit rings as a result were actually quite common to find as well, because that would be like a nice upgrade aside from the boots, which I have to buy and are way too expensive. So I feel like I don't want to spend my money on the ring. I want to save up on the boots, which means I should try and find the ring myself actually. So that's why we're doing this. If you're wondering why we're in the delves right now, that's why. But Emnix, you should be progressing your maps. Aren't you still in yellow maps? You're not even on red maps yet. Don't you think that's more important? Yeah, but you know, like I said, I've been playing. I just play whatever seems more fun at the time, to the detriment of like overall progression of my character, actually. But it is what it is. This is the path that I've chosen. Now I have to live by it. Look at the oh my god, look at Vault Ice Nova though. It's such a cool skill. Look at how they just all pop. Here, let me find a big pack and cast Vault Ice Nova. Oh, let me do it again. Oh my god, look at that. It's so good. Okay, here we go. Ball Ice Nova. Oh. It's such a cool looking ripple effect too. Okay, there's some currency over there that I could get, but no, let's just keep going deeper. We keep going down. We don't stop till you're numb. I have to say, compared to like, I don't know, like 3 days ago, which really isn't. That's just like last episode. Like it's not much, but compared to last episode, this character feels a lot better. Maybe that Uber Lab made a difference. Maybe the Blood Notch jewels made a difference. Maybe it's Petrified Blood. Maybe it's just all coming together, and now we're all hunky-dory. I don't know. You know, we're still dying to dots. You know, there's still stuff that kills us, but I'm not dying as much, and I'm definitely running harder content than I was before. So whatever it is that I did or didn't do, just keep doing it. Or not doing it. I don't know, like I don't know why it's better now. But it feels better. Defensive wise, offensive wise. It could be Uber Lab. Definitely could be Uber Lab as well. It could be that I, you know, fixed my resistances a little. I really don't know. But this character feels better. I'm leveling up more. I was stuck at like level 82 or 83 for the longest time. I just couldn't level. Okay. Where was I going? I'm trying to remember. What was I doing? What was I doing? I took pain attunement. Some life here. There's recoup here. Took this. Was I working through here? Gosh, why can't I remember anymore? I have crit, crit multi, crit multi. Where should I go? I have a mastery there. Enemies permanently take 5% increased damage for each second they've been frozen. Maximum of 50%. Enemies permanently take 1% increased damage for each second they've been chilled. Up to a maximum of 10%. Maybe I just go in this direction. And pick up another power charge. And there's life nearby as well. Like, there's some good nodes here. Okay, let's go with that for now. I don't have a good answer of what I want to do just yet. Okay, I don't see a cold node, but there's a super far node, which means we can potentially reveal a much bigger piece of the map,
When I'm ready and not before.
which might be useful here. Give us some idea of what we're working with, you know? I love the popping sound. This is like probably 99% of why I play Occultist in the first place. Just pop, 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 pop. Oh my god, it's so good. Look at that. Man, I really need Relicatious Impatience though. Like, look at my power charges at the top left. It's just like fluctuating like crazy. Look, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 7, 8, 7, 8. Like, how many power charges do I have right now? I don't know. How? And like, it's pretty much because our power charges keeps but we keep gaining power charges, and every time we gain to maximum, it goes back down to 0. So we're getting, I guess we're getting power charges so quick that it just keeps resetting to 0 all the time. So that's why it just looks like 2, 8, 2, 6, 2, 3, 8 power charges, 2 power charges. Like, what's going on? It'll be really good to get Relicatious Impatience. Is it called Relicatious Impatience? I could have gotten it wrong. Okay. I mean, we're doing pretty well here. Out of flash charges. That's kind of scary. Okay. Cold nodes? Strong box. Not exactly what I need. Okay. Let's get more. I guess resistance. Capacity. Okay. And my inventory is pretty full. So let's go ahead and sell this. Nothing.
Farewell.
Nothing really I need. Okay. I guess I keep going down then. Until I run out of sulfite. And I run more maps with Nico, hopefully.
When I'm ready and not before.
Okay, gotta be careful here. That's also damage over time. Okay. Here's Ignite. I'm like just watching out for damage over time right now. That's all I care. Oh, okay. Okay. Still no cold node, unfortunately. And I'm out of sulfite. Wow, okay. Time to go back to hideout. What time is it? It's been an hour? Okay, I guess we're gonna end it right here. I mean, our character looks a lot better. So now I have wait, this isn't even 20%. What's wrong with me? At least 20% this, man. That's the least you could do. Okay. And then do I have some exotic currency? At least do that. At least do that, man. Poison on hit, that's not very good. Exerted attacks, it's not very good. Physical damage converted to lightning damage, that does nothing as well, but hey, valiant effort, Emnix. You tried your best. Yeah, I did my Uber Lab. Character's looking pretty good. At least better than it did before. Now I guess I focus on clearing more of these maps, getting to red maps, and then and there's a lot of upgrades that needs to be done on the character. We're gonna have to see how much it costs, but that's the end of this episode. Thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, as always, you can leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more updates in the future. Otherwise, keep in touch, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.